Hey and welcome to Daily TFT. Today I wanted to address an interesting topic regarding mercenaries that ended up happening me yesterday in the stream. I think some of you already know this mechanics, but I figured I'm gonna make this video anyways, just in case there's people out there that don't know about this kind of a little bit of a secret mechanic that you can use to improve your mercenary games. So in front of you right now you have a situation where the bottom board, which would be us, is running mercenaries, and the top board is running an open fort yordle. So it's like a super weak yordle that you're definitely gonna win against. And this is a problem because as mercenary, you're looking to lose. Because mercenaries get stronger with more losses. This is a bit of a dilemma because mercenaries aren't looking to just lose. They're trying to lose perfect, meaning they get rid of as many opponent units as possible but still lose the fight, therefore taking less damage and getting the most out of mercenary. So what do we do about this? Well, this is where the item or the augment mercenary emblem comes into play. Let's just make an example here. So you can, with either the Ancient Archives or the Augment Mercenary Crest, you can receive a mercenary emblem. Normally, you might think yourself, especially for gold augments, well, what's the difference between Mercenary Heart and Mercenary Crest, the emblem, the one being silver, the other being gold? They technically do the exact same thing, right? Why is one a gold augment and the other one isn't? Well, technically it's partly because of the gold reserves augment that the mercenary emblem has a little bit of a use, but it's also because of this mechanic. See, what you can do is you keep the mercenary emblem on your bench, and when the fight starts, you can kind of protect the non-mercenary. So let's take a ranged unit. Let's take a Caitlyn. So you have a non-mercenary that's preferably ranged, preferably safe in the back row, and then you take a look at the fight, and you can be like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna assess the situation, or you can see, I'm immediately going to lose this, so there is no worries there. If you know you're going to lose, then you put the emblem onto the Caitlyn mid-fight. This will now activate the mercenary trait, and you will benefit from it the next round because, like we learned at the Mythbusters, your chest doesn't actually need to be there for you to get the outcomes. This is pretty useful because there's gonna be people that are trying to grief you, that are trying to disrupt your mercenary outcomes, especially in lower types elo. Maybe there's a guy who's AFK, or there's just a guy running open fort yordles, and you ended up placing yourself too strong. And this way, you can actually play fairly strong without too many risks. I mean, it's kind of nice. Maybe in Mercenaries, you were like hesitant of playing a 2-star Caitlyn because you were afraid she's gonna end up winning you the fight, but now you can. And just in case you get the really weak opponent, you just don't use the mercenary emblem. Yeah, you're gonna lose one round, but you maintain the lose streak because it's about losing with mercs and not losing in total. And just to wrap up this video, I do have a clip for you guys, since this topic ended up happening yesterday. Here we see a situation. I have a Gangplank, a Laoi, and I ended up selling the Zek, right? I always sell the unit that I have the mercenary emblem on, put in the Lucian for twin shot with Gangplank, can be pretty strong. I'm putting in Jeweled Gauntlet because I want to kill units. Normally in 2.5 this isn't a strong board. What I have right now in 2.5 is not strong, but it can be too strong if an opponent is also playing mercenaries. So in this perfect example, I'm like, well, I'm gonna win this because he's playing extremely weak and I end up placing too strong. So you can see on my bench that I ended up not using the mercenary emblem. And he realizes it. He realizes it, that I'm being sneaky, I didn't use my emblem, and as a consequence, I don't lose my lose streak that I built up so far. If we go forward a little bit, here we have a situation on the last fight before the PvE round. Again, I ended up Well, this time I ended up never having to use my mercenary emblem. And here we see this guy is he's also playing mercenaries, but he's playing it fairly strong. And I just ended up on the very last second putting the mercenary emblem on the wreck side. Could have also put it on the core key and be more patient with it, but I was extremely confident that I would lose the fight. And this way, you can now see the fight is over, and I will end up receiving, I will continue my mercenary lose streak from beforehand. And yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna get like the full lose streak gold from the general game, mechanic. But here we can see the dice are rolling, even though I didn't have a chest beforehand. And I think this is a pretty useful mechanic to know on how to maximize the mercenaries in case you ever happen upon the emblem, the item. That was it for me today. See you guys tomorrow.